Hey guys, this is Marshall Kirby from Orchard Hole Farm Equipment. We have a pretty exciting video today. We've been wanting to do one of these videos for a while. We finally have a Bobcat on the lot. This is a current model Bobcat. It's a CT 2035, and we also have a Kioti CK 2620 behind me. We're going to talk today a little bit about Bobcat's history with Kioti and why some people may think they're the same machine and why maybe they aren't the same machine. So let's dive on into it and learn a little bit more. So beside me, we have two Daedong built tractors. What does that mean? Daedong's a South Korean manufacturer that's been in the industry for many, many decades. And specifically, their brand of Daedong is Kioti. Kioti was created over 30 years ago by Daedong as their own equipment that they're producing in the States here in the US and other countries. Kioti's been around for a long time, a great quality product. However, when a great quality product is manufactured in the industry, it is not uncommon to see that manufacturer, in this case being Daedong, sell to another manufacturer or produce a machine or engine or part of a machine for another manufacturer for X, said number of years. Now, this is very true in this industry, and this just points it out to us today. So beside me, this CT 2025 Bobcat is essentially the same machine, but also different, as this Kioti CK 2620. So we saw this in the past over in the early 2000s. Daedong and Bobcat had signed an agreement. And that agreement was X amount of years. I believe it was 10, don't hold me to this. It may have been less than that. Years, meaning Daedong agreed to provide and manufacture tractors, engines, parts, and support that product for Bobcat for 10 years, right? Now, when that 10 years is up, who knows? They may re-sign. In the case of the last time this happened, they did not re-sign and they stopped production of parts for Bobcat and stopped production of Bobcat tractors in a whole. What did that do to the end result customer? Well, that did leave them in kind of a holding pattern on their machine if they had a problem with it, because now the Bobcat dealer could not help these customers out with parts and all of that, or maybe they could for X amount of time. Whatever's left on the shelf is left on the shelf type of thing, and when they run out, they run out. So it's a serious thing, right? We have customers out there with old Bobcat tractors from 2008 that we cannot get parts for currently. It's a little scary, and some people might get annoyed with that and go, oh, well, that's Kioti's fault. It's nothing to do with Kioti. It's Daedong, the parent manufacturer overseas. Now, it doesn't mean that that product could not cross over, but I'm going to tell you right now, no dealership is going to spend dozens of hours trying to cross-reference parts, because it is not easy, and there is no guarantees, and play the guessing game on a $1,500 front axle rebuild for a Bobcat tractor, which you can't get parts through Bobcat anymore. No Kioti dealer is going to want to do that, because, right, they may order all these $1,500 worth of parts, get them in, you tear your whole front end apart, and then you bring all the parts home and they don't even fit. And now we got to return all the parts and go back to the drawing board. And we have actually done that here at Orchard Hill, and I'm sure other dealerships have as well. And it unfortunately is not very fun. We want to keep everybody happy and keep their machine up and running, but that comes at a cost to the point where we do lose money. And oftentimes we have been in the situation where we actually can't cross-reference the parts. So if you are considering a Bobcat, take that into consideration as a whole. It does not mean that this machine is not a great machine. Quite honestly, I gotta say, I like the white paint. It looks good. But it's a quality machine, right? The Daedong product is there. It's good, it's proven, it's reliable. So it's not a matter of if. It is a good machine. It's just when, right? Like down the street, down the line in 10 years, 8 years, this newly signed relationship, right? We say new, I believe we're on, gosh, year 5 or something like that, or 6-year of this currently. I don't know how long this current contract is signed, and at any point in time, one of the companies could get up and have a fight with each other or a dispute and say, that's it, we're going back to the drawing board. We are not supporting this product. We're not manufacturing tractors for you guys anymore. Or Bobcat could demand their pricing go lower, or who knows, there's always these two heads in the game, and one may not agree. So with buying a Kioti, you're getting 100% Daedong. Kioti, it is their own company, whereas buying a Bobcat, it's kind of like that added supply of the Daedong extra overflow product for another manufacturer. So it's definitely something to consider, for sure. Now, when considering both these machines, there's not a lot of differences. It mainly is coming down to sometimes just price for people. They know these are practically a similar machine, almost identical, and they both are quality. So financing wise, there oftentimes can be some minor differences. Bobcat may throw out some better promos than Kioti, and vice versa. Maybe they have some better promos than Bobcat. I've done a lot of research on this, and I have noticed that the pricing on the Bobcat at 1 month may be cheaper than the Kioti, and the next month might be opposite. So I would not say as a whole the Daedong, say Bobcat is cheaper than the Daedong Kioti. I think as a whole, it can kind of flip-flop back and forth. I do feel that spending a little bit extra money might be worth it on the Kioti end, because your parts are supported. I mean, you can walk in the door of any Kioti dealership for a 18, 20-year-old Kioti and get any part, really, whereas that is not true for a 2005 Bobcat. That is just not true. So we do want to pay attention to that. Another aspect of this is oftentimes the sheet metal and stuff may slightly be different. We're going to notice the headlights are different. You obviously got the Bobcat logo, and they're basically taking the old style chassis and some older parts from the older generation version. So currently, Bobcat is offering a CS, what would be in a Kioti lineup, a CS10 series, which we are at the CS20 and moving into a CS30 series. So a few series old machine. The CX is not offered in the Bobcat. The CK is what we're looking at. It's comparable to a CT. And then we're going to notice they also are going to offer, I believe it is the NX cab that we have in Kioti in Bobcat, and a few other models. So as a whole, they both are definitely quality machines, but you're going to find minor little differences, such as standard headlights, LED headlights in the new modern machine. Oftentimes, we are having a major difference on the loaders. So the loader on this Bobcat lifts about 1,369 pounds, whereas we move over here, it is over 1,900 on the same horsepower, same chassis machine. So with a Kioti, you're oftentimes getting more lift capacity for a similar size or same size model tractor. And that's definitely something to consider, for sure. So you may ask yourself, why? Why does Daedong manufacture these tractors for Kioti and hurt their own brand? Well, if you look at the whole picture, it really doesn't hurt the brand. In fact, it actually benefits Daedong, which is, the true manufacturer of Kioti. So ultimately, having this many units out in a secondary line, right, Bobcat in this case, their production has predominantly gone up, and their sales volume has gone up tremendously. So that does mean, yeah, Bobcat's pushing out a lot of these tractors out there, and we're just hopeful that they're going to be supported by Bobcat, and this relationship will last. And if it does, well, that's going to be good ultimately for Daedong. Daedong is basically working as hard and diligently as they can in South Korea to become one of the biggest players in the equipment industry. And how you will do that is doing exactly what they're doing here, right? They just nearly doubled or added another 40% or 50% tractor sales and manufacturing sales to their manufacturer. And that's huge. That bumped up their numbers very, very big. And we do see Daedong growing as a whole altogether, right? We never expected 15 years ago to have zero-turn lawnmowers, and here we are or compact construction equipment hitting the line, right? Today we got a track loader and a skid steer, and we're soon to, going to be having, hopefully here, some other compact construction equipment in the near future as well. So Daedong is definitely on track to continue growing. The biggest question you need to ask yourself when you're buying a Bobcat is it worth what you're getting, right? Are you saving money? Are you spending more? And if you're saving money, how much is it? Is it worth it for you, right? Are you buying this Bobcat to do for one job for a year and then flip and sell? Well, maybe it doesn't matter to you as much of what we've just discussed. But if you're looking for a tractor, you're buying into your first tractor and planning on keeping this thing for quite some time, it may be an investment that may be a little sketchy, and you might want to consider some things just based off how history has happened before. And, people always say history does sometimes repeat itself. So we want to, we're not hoping for that, but it is something to consider when purchasing a Bobcat tractor. Overall, I cannot complain about them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a quick little overview of what we've seen on our dealer end, with Bobcat tractors over the years. Unfortunately, yes, has it taken some money out of my pocket here at Orchard Hill? For sure. Bobcat, it does have a decent amount of dealerships out there, and they are selling these tractors. And some people don't even realize that they're made by Daedong, right? Until after, and they come here and they're like, wow, that looks a lot like my tractor. Well, it is, it really is pretty much the same thing. So take some consideration on this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I am glad that we got this machine in. This is a current model with the same loader, same everything. It just has some turf tires on it today, but same pretty much machine. This is a CT 2025 versus a CK 2620, and a little bit of history behind Bobcat and Daedong's partnership. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Give us a like, subscribe. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.